difference between black women and white women is that white women's goal in life is to be married. Is to marry a successful man, cater to him, be a stay-at-home mom, have his babies, take care of the babies all by herself, while at the same time being at his beck and call. Black women ain't that. We can get it. That's the thing about black women. We gonna get out here and we gonna get it. We gonna start businesses. We gonna start careers. We gonna go to school. We gonna get educated. And we gonna take care of what we need to take care of without a man. They can't do that. They never have that ability. And when they do it on their own, they're always struggling. It's always hard for them. But it's never hard for us. And they're jealous of that fact. And they know it. They know it's tough for them if they're by themselves with children. Oh, yeah. They can't make it happen. See, they're willing to deal with any kind of bullshit that come along as long as they say that I'm married. They're married and they're single. Single mothers. They take care of the kids alone. They take care of that man and he go and live his life. He at the golf course. He out on his boat on the lake with the boys while she at home losing her mother's mind, running around the house taking care of these kids and washing his dirty drawers. See, black women look at things a whole lot different. We can be all of that and some. And that's the reason why a lot of these black men, they go for these white women because they're weaker. They want that weaker species so that they can rule over them. We ain't being ruled over. We ain't going for that. We gonna be equal partners in this. You can be the head of the household. We gonna treat you like a man as long as you act like one. But see, these white women don't care. They don't care if you don't man up. They're gonna man up on the inside, but then treat you like a man on the outside in front of everybody else. We ain't willing to do that.
Why do people assume that every woman's life goal is to get married? Like, who told y'all that? I'm asking a serious question. And don't get me wrong, if that's your goal, do your thing. I love that for you. I really do. But why are we acting like that's the only goal? Like, come on. Like, I have a whole life to live. And y'all want me to be sitting around waiting for somebody else's son? I got things I want to do, money I want to make, and a life that I'm building. A ring just is not on my top to-do list. Like, it is not. And then people be like, you gonna want a man when you get older. Baby, men get older too. Like, am I missing a point here? So what are we talking about? We're both gonna be old. And let's be real here. You can be married and still be lonely. So why is marriage the only form of happiness that you guys recognize? I work in finance, and I really get to see how life plays out. And marriage is not a guaranteed form of security. It's just not. See, I'm not against love. I'm also not against marriage, but that's just not my main goal. It never has been. It's really more to life than being just somebody's wife. That's it.
So yesterday my dad called me and, just to talk to me like he do often. And we're talking, we're chopping it up, and then he's like, oh my God, today would have been your wedding anniversary. I'm like, oh snap, because I wasn't even thinking about that, but I'm like, damn, I got married September 24th, 2009. 16 years ago. I'm like, ooh. So, we're talking, and it was nice to have that conversation with my father without feeling any hatred, bitterness, or regret about that experience at all. It was just very nice and clean and light, right? Can't say the same for the other counterpart. I don't care. But whenever I come here and I share about relationships, and I share about men, and I'll share about dating experiences, and I say what I say, and you have men or pick-me women talking about, oh, that's why you're never gonna get married. Baby, first of all, I was already married, and I'm not going back there, because this is what I looked like when I was. Who wanna go back there again? again? Who wanna look like this again? Girl, not me. I look dehydrated. I look like somebody passed me through the dehydrator. Okay? I was so stressed out. I was underweight, overworked, underloved, not being considered. Girl, ain't nobody want to go back there. Ain't not a damn soul want to go back there. So I give thanks for the experiences that I had and for the 2 beautiful children that I got out of it, because it made me who I am today through fire. It molded me and it shaped me through fire. But I don't want to go back to that. And just because I had a bad experience in marriage doesn't mean that I shit on other people's marriages. No. Because everybody has to go through their own experience, and we live and we learn. And it doesn't mean that I'm against partnership, because right now I have an amazing partner. So I am not against partnership at all. It's just that marriage was not a pleasant experience for me. You know? So when people try to throw marriage at me, like try to dangle marriage on my face like a carrot. Oh, that's why you're not gonna get married. You can't hold me through marriage. You cannot hold that against me. For some women, that's their goal. That's what they want to do. That's their life purpose. Not me. Not a lot of other women.
I know that I have to wait a little bit longer for certain things because I know that I'm not gonna settle. So therefore, if I wanted to be married, I would have been married. But my goal is not to just be married, just to be married. My goal is to find a partner that I want to spend the rest of my life with and that I actually genuinely fucking love. So if that means that I gotta be that person that don't get married till they're fucking 50 years old, whoop-de motherfucking do.
Getting engaged is not the goal. Getting married finally is not even the goal. I'm currently watching Love After Lockup. I know, trash TV. Anyway, I'm watching men that have served a decade in prison get out and marry somebody, and these women are ecstatic. They're saying I do, and they're getting married, okay? So marriage, getting married was never the goal. It's always what you do with that marriage, okay? Some people think that just walking down the aisle and finally saying I do, they're like, oh, we made it, Joe. Like, they think that they've crossed the finish line. Baby, the race has not even begun yet, okay? If you get married at 30, let's say you pass away at 80, you could potentially have 50 years with your partner. But most marriages will never make it to that 50-year mark because their goal was just getting married, not what they did with the marriage. There was zero purpose for their marriage. Just getting married was the goal for them. But once that's accomplished, well, what now? They're looking at their partner like, well, what do we do now? They just living life. They just winging it every single day. Make sure that you are getting married with purpose, not just the goal of the ring. Because I promise you, rings are not hard to come by. Men are getting down and proposing to women every single day. Don't make the ring the end game.
Hey, my gorgeous, it is your lifestyle. So, look, listen. Stop allowing people to use marriage as a manipulation tactic, making you feel incapable of having something that they have deemed the end goal. It's about a mind shift and you realizing that marriage isn't the goal. Marriage is not the goal because there's so many unhappily married people running around talking about they're married, but they're in a very toxic situation. The goal is healthy relationships. That is the goal. So don't allow someone to manipulate you into thinking that they can get married and you can, or whatever the case may be, because I see that everywhere. People talking about, well, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, blah, blah, blah. I can get married because I'm a man, blah, blah, blah. That is stupid. So you have to stop communicating with dumbass people. The end goal is healthy relationships, or the goal period is healthy relationships across the board. Ain't nothing worse than being married, but then being unhappy in that shit. We got to think and stop arguing with dummies.
And so hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. So here we have, man, I had to get the video from JR Wisdom. Shout out to him because she deleted the video. I might post her response, but she deleted it. And, you know, like he said in his particular video, y'all subscribe to JR Wisdom. And he on TikTok and Facebook. I mean, YouTube for sure. I don't know about Facebook. But this is how most black women think, right? This is how, I ain't gonna say most. I mean, yeah, most. You know, they think they can be able to say stuff like this, have this mindset in their prime or any time, and then feel like snap my fingers and I can be able to get married. They don't want to be wives. And I'm pretty sure, you know, whoever poisoned the black community with that quote on the sisterhood with the pick me thing, oh, we strong, we can do it on our own and we don't need your, this is how they think. And this is why they have the least married. And before y'all come in here and say, well, black men, we don't measure each other by being married, bro. Men don't go by that. Oh, I don't need to be married, cooking and cleaning while he out having fun and doing, and it's like, okay, bro, like if you married the proper husband, he handling his business, he handling his business. If you at the crib and you be able to, you know, take care of the kids, you know, or whatever the situation may be, cool. Oh, white women weak. Nobody want a strong bitch. I got a video on the main channel and I haven't released it. I might release it on the weekend where these workout chicks are talking about, oh, I can't get a man. I don't want a man that don't work out, which is fine. And the lady like, well, I bench 250. And if my man can't bench more than 250, he can't be. And these ain't no prime spring chickens. These some middle-aged chicks. About, I would say 35, 40. And I'm just like in the comment section, I'm like respectfully, you know, and one of them had a husband. He the one that's doing the interview. I might clip it in there. And I'm just like, respectfully, I don't want no chick that bench 250 pounds. Just respectfully. I'm just, I don't want that, right? But, you know, but that's how they think. They think somebody want a strong woman. Brad don't want a strong woman. Amir don't want a strong woman. Hector don't want a strong woman. Don't nobody want no strong woman. That's their calling card. Now, can you be strong, you know, every now and again when we need you to be strong? Yeah, but don't nobody want no strong. They think, and you've heard women say, and I've talked about this in short videos and long form videos, where they be like, well, you know, black men just want it easy. That's why they date women they can manipulate. They date white. Yes, why do you want to make somebody's life hard? And then you get these black women who get with Brad, and they somehow luckily able to marry a Brad, right? Only less than 5% of them marry Brad. They're able to marry a Brad and shit. And the Brad get the same version. They get the same yelling, the same screaming, the same trying to dominate, don't want to listen, can't take directions. I'm gonna put another video in there too, where you got this black lady who, lucky if anybody even claim her as their grandma, with another man sitting there talking about, yeah, I don't want to be under the leadership of a man. Can't no man tell me what to do and control me and this, that, and the third. They look at discipline. They look at following your leadership as control. And you be surprised, the black males that's left in the community that be around them, the betas, they sit there and be like, well, he's trying to control you. Even the beta males that's left in the black community, they will tell their daughters that, oh, he's trying to control you, or their brothers will tell they say. It's like, bro, this is why you got guys that got stances that don't deal with them, don't mess with them, don't marry them. They're a monolith. They push that. It's niggas that push that shit like they all the same. Don't marry them. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame because not all of them have that mentality, but they say it because, you know, you going out there looking for an anomaly. I hate to say it. No, I'm just saying it for context. You're looking for an anomaly. You looking for a unicorn. You looking for something that, you know, that exists, but, you know, do you qualify? If those women are out there, they probably won't choose you, especially if you the, you know, average productive black man, right? But it's wild. It's wild, man. It's wild. That this is how they think. This is how they believe. They don't need you. They just need you to be a sperm donor. Think about that. They just need you to be a sperm donor. Wow, right? They get the baby from you as a sperm donor, then weaponize the kid to kick you out the house. And I remember the dude, Craig Fack, said something one day. He said most women want to have kids and you know, want to do it on their own because they want somebody to boss around. Women feel like they being oppressed and they want to control something. That's why I say that granocracy or that matriarchy of the black community, it's just a bunch of women that want to live in victimhood and want to be able to say they run something, even if they ruining their children, even if they ruining their reputation. They just want to say, you know what? I just want to be the queen of the slums, rather than be the queen and rule. Or I want to be the king of the slum. That's really what it is. Rather than being queen next to the king and really understand my femininity, I can get whatever I want. And when I learn my king and learn my true power femininity, no, they don't want to do that. They want to control, even rule, dominate, even if it means to the detriment of their children. They don't care about their children. I keep saying that shit, man. And this is how they think. I could do it on my own. I don't need you. I remember I was talking to a chick years ago, right? And she was like, yeah, I just, we get serious. I just want to get a house. I want to show my daughters I can get a house on my own first. And I'm just listening to her like I wasn't taking the bitch serious anyway, to keep it a bean. It's just something I wanted to pop. And I did. I got every use out of that bitch. That's like a nigga buying some Mary Jane. I want that shit $155,000. But, in general, I heard that. I said, oh, I wasn't taking you serious, but damn sure ain't no other nigga taking you serious. Ain't a nigga with a scarecrow without a brain taking you serious. And then that's factual, but that's how they think. And niggas be thinking we crazy when we say this, but you can look right at the internet. And I've heard women say this word for word. I heard women say this word for word. I've had women women don't even understand. You know how they do these videos on the internet and they run their mouth? And you be like, damn, I wonder, does she hear herself, or do she watch herself, or does she know women do that same thing when you date them. When you first meet women in person, especially even on the phone, or you first meet and you hear some of the shit that they be saying, y'all be wondering why dudes don't link with y'all, or dudes are just ghost y'all, or dudes don't even want the vagina no more. They hit and quit. Like, they don't hear the shit that they say, but they want to do it on their own, even if it means and then complain. They love it. If a woman ain't complaining, she ain't happy. If they ain't trying to be a victim, they ain't happy. A lot of women in America, if everything going good and smooth, just know that they got to create a problem where they not happy. Think about it. When your life is, cool, smooth, peaceful, you good. You get bored, you might want to, step out, take a little vacation, or spend a couple dollars. When you with a girl and shit that's boring and peaceful and good, they gotta fuck it up. They gotta accuse you of cheating, say little shit, you must got a bunch of hoes, or you doing this while around. You just looking like, bro, come on, man. And you see why a lot of dudes, they go overseas for peace. They cross the interracial color lines for peace. But when you got women with this mentality, I don't need your man. Then she deleted the video. Like, bro, it's crazy, dog. It's crazy in the times that we live in. But this has always been the mentality. There's this facade. If people don't really know history or read, that black men and black women were together. Like we was only together by force of slavery, bro. In this country's history, the minute slavery was abolished, most of the women, read Frederick Douglass, bro. Just that'll tell you enough. I can tell you go a little bit further with Malcolm X and his girl when she was focused on, sex. And man, we can just keep going on and on and on. Literally, I mean, they went and crossed our communities and be with them. Just think about this. And somebody said this other day, you have black women fighting to marry white men. There was never a fight for black men to be able to marry white women. You never seen that. They were fighting to be with Brad. It's crazy, man. But this is their mentality. But even when they get with Brad now, this is still their mentality. They can't turn it off. They want to be strong, independent. And then, when they want the benefits to come from a husband, to come from a baby daddy that they pissed off. They want the benefit of a husband to come from a baby daddy, to come from a random dude to put his life on the line because of your slick mouth and you got into it with the barista at fucking Dunkin' Donuts, right? Or they cashiers at Dunkin' Donuts. Maybe they baristas too. You want us to put our life on the line for y'all. And to be quite frank, a lot of dudes got issues with their mother that they really sparing. I'm gonna do a video talking about a lot of these dudes really sparing a lot of these women by not telling the truth about what's going on. You know, a lot of dudes, man, if dudes really showed their true colors, how they really felt about women in America in general, from up black men to Brad to head man, if you really see how niggas really feel, and they was told, man, dude, man, it'd be a different ball game. But to put your children at a disadvantage, to put you at a disadvantage, to say I want to do it on my own, you know, we don't need y'all. White women just make it too easy. They easy for y'all. And I did a video on my main channel where they had the probably some Keisha's made this list, but apparently Becky's made this list about like 7 or 8 ways to get an NFL player. And one of the things about it was, oh, be easy. Don't work. Let them cheat in peace, and don't let them, you know, all this other bull, you know, this stuff that you should be doing as a wife anyway, right? And just really falling back, right? And you know, see, they easy, they manipulative, and this, that, and, hey, look here, man. If I'm getting all my needs met, most dudes ain't even gonna cheat, bro. Most dudes scared to cheat. That ain't never even talked about. Most dudes scared to cheat because they love their girl. Most of these women that get cheated on, they get cheated. They know they man cheating, or the man is constantly cheating over and over again. They taking them back. You know, I heard somebody say today, you know, you got to leave a black woman at least once so she can hear you out. I'm like, damn. But I say something similar. A lot of women in general, if they scared if they know you gonna leave, or you can upgrade, or you can do better, you can get bitches, or you can do something else, dog, they'll stay in line. I've always said that. If they feel like you financially dependent on them, or you can't get bitches, or you can't do no better than them, oh man, for sure, they gonna do the fool on you. That's why they look at the power dynamic the way they look at the power dynamic. Like, it's, you know, if he get on, he gonna leave me for a white girl. You know, if he get on, if a man got control, he pay all the bills, you know, he gonna leave me. He gonna leave me. That's why they think that way. He gonna leave me. That's exactly why they think that way. Like, yeah, I'll never let no man have full control and move in with no man, because as soon as he get full control, he gonna try to, that's how they think. They always think worst case scenario. That's a fact. They always think worst case scenario. But you gotta understand that, bro. Like, this is the mentality. This ain't something that's new. This ain't modern women. Where do you think they get this lust for flesh, or this flesh lust they got? Or where do you think they get this being money driven like that? Where do you think this shit come from? It's not learned, you know, or it's not inherited. It's learned. They're taught this. They're taught to be this way. They're you know, people gonna say the CIA and all that, man, bullshit. This is what they want. This is what most black women want. And then they said, well, you just want to go be with you just want it easy. Yes, who want a hard life when every day I go out there and I got a target on my back? I want a woman that's going to make my life as easy as possible, and I'm going to reciprocate that. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon.
Man, I made that video yesterday, pulled off, and forgot about it. Hung out for a minute and went to sleep, okay? And I just read through them comments. First of all, nobody ever said that black women don't want to be married, shouldn't be married, and aren't getting married. Because we definitely are, okay? I never said that marriage should not be a relationship goal. I said marriage is not our life's goal. Y'all be commenting, and I just be wondering, like, where did they get that from? Because I never said that. You know, and black men, that's why black women stay single. The single talking to the single and keeping black women single. What the hell are you talking about? I said that white women's life goal is to be married. That's their life goal. I had a black man say, well, that should be your life goal. No, black man, that should be your life goal. That should be your focus. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, not the other way around. And y'all don't want to be married, most of y'all. So I just don't be understanding. But like I said, I never once said that marriage was a bad thing. I never said that. My whole focus of that video, which I said in the video, but you know, people take shit and they run with it. They figure they know how my brain works because they heard a word, marriage, that we are successful without marriage, which we are, and we can still make shit pop without having a man around, which they are envious of. Like I said, black men are too. You know, black men, white women, one and the damn same. I said that marriage is not our life's goal. That was the whole focus of that video. But everybody misses the point. And I just be laughing. I be forgetting all the short bus people is mixed in the crowd here. A lot of people can't critically think. They can't listen and hear exactly what you said instead of taking what you said and adding something to it or twisting the meaning. No, what I said is what I meant. And that was it. It's just not our life goal. And we are okay if we don't get married, or if we get married and get divorced, we still gonna be successful. We still gonna pop. We're not gonna let a man come into our life and we're just gonna leave our career because we know how this shit can go. I think y'all slow.